And in my head, I hear my friend laugh, and I'm like thinking like, this motherfucker's talking shit. But why the fuck are you laughing, motherfucker?
Right. That's fucked up.
We eventually, the cops let us off with a warning. You know, when the cops opened the fucking trunk for me to get me out because they wanted to search me to see if I had anything on me.
Mm-hmm.
The cops, and I realized the only thing holding me inside was the fucking trunk door being closed.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So when they opened the thing, I fell off the fucking car.
Damn.
Right? So the cops get a good chuckle of me laughing and falling off the car. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
We get picked. We ended up.
Hello. And good existence to everyone out there in this ever-expanding universe. You have been fortunate enough to be chosen to participate in this new Millennium's punk rock-based podcast. Let's ruin our lives! Together, we will discuss very important issues such as music, comedy, pain, spiritual extortion, the importance of kindness and of love, freedom through ritual ecstasy, and the completely unbearable weight of authoritarian compliance. Please enjoy your show, subscribe, like, and comment below, and always remember that William Blake said, "I must create a system or be enslaved by another man's." Now have a good life. I must create a system or be enslaved by another man's. I must create a system or be enslaved by another man's. I must create a system or be enslaved by another man's. Let's ruin our lives.
Getting pissed at high tides, chewing up like cyanide. Please don't revive. Let's ruin our lives. Some pills in acid, nails in my casket. That sounds romantic. To just ruin our lives.
それじゃあビデオ見てもらいます。寝んなよ。
You know what's the craziest part about tonight? I got a shit ton of people, but not only that, I got my high school English teacher right here. Yeah! Give it up for Miss Evans now. All that time you were talking shit on my report card, you talk too much in class. Look at me now, bitch. Yeah, baby! You paid $26.87 for your fucking ticket, alright?
Good morning, everybody. This is Let's Ruin Our Lives. I am your host, Josh Hensley, former street poet and failed musician, coming to you from a bedroom in Phoenix, Arizona. Unfortunately, but fortunately for me, I am happy to have a comedian from the Los Angeles area, specifically my hometown of San Pedro and the neighboring city, Wilmington. It is comedian Jorge Ojeda II. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, big dog? How you feeling, man? I'm happy to be here. Glad to be here.
Yeah,
you know, this is an awesome little thing you're doing, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. I think you're the first official comedian from LA that I'll be interviewing, so pretty stoked on that.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Awesome. So let's get right into it. How did you get your start in comedy?
Man, so I'm going to be real. So I had my very first official set August 13th, 2024 in La Puente.
Okay.
Shout out Bridgetown Comedy.
Okay.
Shout out Big Bruce and Big A. They were the ones who ran that show. And I actually, in the April of that year, 2024, actually got broken up with. I was with this girl. We broke it up. I took it really hard.
Yeah.
And my pops was like, hey, I understand that you're sad, but if you're going to do something, if you're going to be sad, do something instead of rotting away at home.
For sure. Good advice.
My mentor, Mr. Mike Carrera, he runs the Wilmington Teen Center and the Harvard Streets podcast. He was like, hey, I got this comedy writing class that I got going on. Why don't you come on down and, just learn how to write some jokes.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's better than nothing. I took that class for a couple months. It was taught by Mr. Gilbert Esquivel. And I did my very first show, August 13th, 2024. Went up there and I talked about smoking weed, and I talk about being so Mexican that we didn't take our dogs to the vet. We put 7-Up in the water bowl and we started rubbing Vicks on the fucker's chest.
That's a good
the fucking dog's tongue was twitching and stuff.
For sure.
But yeah, dude, first time, at least for me, you got to think of it, first time going up on stage in a long time.
Yeah.
I just got broken up with, so I'm like, man, if these people don't laugh, what am I gonna do? But man, for my first time, I did really well. I did very well.
Nice.
And that's when I knew I fell in love with something that I never thought I'd have. And I grew up watching stand-up comedy. Some of my icons growing up were Andrew Dice Clay, Ari Spears, George Carlton, just Richard Pryor, a bunch of old heads in the comedy game. When I had that first laugh and I did my next couple shows, whatever, that's when I knew that I was a part of something bigger than myself.
Nice.
I felt like I was finally around like-minded people, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to make people laugh.
Right.
And with that being said, you know, I felt like I was at home for the first time in a long time.
That's really cool. I like that. I like that you channeled like that heartbreak into something like creative. You know, so many guys will like, or just people in general will just go into deep spirals and like fuck over their lives. You know what I mean? So what do you joke? Do you joke about like personal stuff as well? Like, did you bring the breakup into the first set?
No, actually, I didn't. So when I broke up with that girl, I was like, hey, you know, I'm not gonna bring her up to it because my thing is, it's like, you know, I mean, yeah, she was kind of like the catalyst that kind of set me to do comedy.
Yeah, right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not going to force someone to be with me that don't want to be with me.
For sure.
You know, so if she would have stuck around just a little longer, maybe she would have gotten a taste of the comedy stuff. But as much as, because I know a lot of people are like, fuck their ex, fucking right. Bitch, you know. I was like that for like the first 6 months after, but you know, I got to think of it this way: God makes stuff happen for a reason. He opens doors and stuff. So maybe losing her is what set me into comedy, and that's what I finally found my purpose in life.
Nice.
So as of now, if you would ask me like, how do you feel about her, you know, or how do you ever bring her up in the sets? How I feel about her now is I wish nothing but the best for her.
For sure.
You know,
that's mature.
You know, I want to see her eat, just not at my table.
Nice.
Second off, like you said, like you asked earlier, do I use her in the sets? I actually do. Actually, just incorporated it into one of my sets. I work for an after school program.
Oh, cool.
And I got sent. I usually work at one school, but they sent me to another school, and she was my boss at that new school. Yeah. So a lot of people are like, "Oh man, fuck! How much you fell?"
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm not gonna lie. I might have found my new kink. You know.
What do you mean?
Yeah, because she's like, "Oh, George, I need you to throw out the trash, or I need you to do this, I need you to do that," and I'm over here like, "Fucking bitch."
Right.
Yeah, she loves telling me what to fucking do. She loves that shit.
You found a dominatrix kink. That's funny. So you said that Mike Herrera was the one who told you to join a comedy class, correct?
Yes, he was my. So going back to what I was saying earlier, he was my mentor. But I tell everyone that August 13th, 2024 was my first stand-up comedy set. Yeah. My very, very, very first stand-up comedy set, it was actually when I was 16.
Okay.
I was in a high school called Assurance High School, and they had a talent show, and I was watching a bunch of Ari Spears, Gabriel Iglesias. My high school English teacher, Miss Tevez, she actually put me on to Andrew Dice Clay.
Wow,
and
really?
If you see Miss Tevez, she's like this 5'1", short little Filipino lady, right?
Nice. Yeah.
And you know, now knowing who Andrew Dice Clay is, this lady looks like she has no business listening to that kind of stuff.
For sure. So
she
raunchy.
introduced me to that, and I mean, the rest is history from there.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I was around that age when I got introduced to Dice, and I was just like, wow, this is, I mean, the nursery rhymes, the vulgarity, it's so classic. That's cool to see. You're a younger dude. I'm a bit older than you, so it's really cool to see you embrace that old style of comedy, you know what I mean? And he's such a throwback even when he was big. with the one-liners.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really like when you're going like he's like you said. I mean I would have gunned you for someone like my age, but like I'm no stranger to like the old school stuff. My pops. I mean I grew up listening to a bunch of R&B from my mom, from my dad.
Oh, okay.
Two of my favorite bands is Sublime, obviously.
Nice.
Sublime rep LBC.
Yeah, for sure.
And The Doors.
Oh,
The Doors.
yeah.
I absolutely love The Doors. I grew up on The Doors.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, those are two of my favorite bands also. So super cool. Nice. Yeah, just Sublime doesn't get enough credit. Outside of California, everybody hates on Sublime. Even within California, they kind of do. They call it like bro music. It's like, no, it's fucking punk, man. It's like,
who cares?
It's super original. Yeah, who cares, right?
Yeah, when I've been to New Orleans, I've been to Texas. Whenever I think of like going to California back home, first thing I think is smoke two joints. That one song, smoke two joints in the morning.
Yeah.
That's my immediate first song I think of too when I think of Sublime.
Nice, for sure. So you were introduced to comedy at like a younger age. Were you aware of like the whole grind of comedy, of like open mics and like having to do it for years before getting recognized and that whole process?
Honestly, no. And if you would have told me about a year and a half ago that I would be doing the shit that I'd be doing just for 5 minutes of stage time, I would have looked at you like, man, this fat boy's fucking crazy. Fuck this dude.
For sure, yeah.
But like honestly, like when I did the open mics, even during like the class we did with Mr. Gilbert Esquivel, he would always tell me like, hey, he always used to tell the whole class, you only get as much out of comedy as you put into it.
For sure.
Yeah. And it's funny, I actually lost my car doing a open mic in Garden Grove. I was coming up from the Doll Hut. Some drunk asshole tries to make a left turn.
Damn.
Doesn't check that I didn't check for the cars. I T-bone him and they take off. So since then, I've been actually taking the bus everywhere for my shows.
Damn.
But the thing is, people will see that like, hey, he's taking the bus all the way to downtown LA at the middle of the night.
For sure.
He's taking the bus all the way to Burbank. He's taking the bus here. I used to run a show with my boy Jojo Garcia called Grins and Sins. I used to take 3 buses to get over there every month.
Yeah, that's like what, 2-3 hours? I mean, the LA bus system is so crazy.
It's 3.5 hours. That was the shortest route that I took.
Right.
For me, it's like I love this game. I love being a comedian so much. I don't mind taking 2-3 hours.
For sure.
2 or 3.5 hours to get there because I've actually gotten sets by doing it. I did a set in Long Beach. Some lady knocked her car over. I helped her out. And she's like, hey, I run a show in Long Beach. Why don't you come down and do my show?
Crazy.
And so like I said, God will open doors for you in ways that, I would have never have thought.
Nice.
I would have never have thought to be like, oh yeah, I should hit that person because that person looks important. No, like the Hollywood Improv booker, Lizzie Rose, she runs the other show at the Hollywood Improv. Dude, I did a show and I came out with fucking ring pops on my fingers.
Why?
And I looked like one of like, if you can like think of like the most ignorant pimp you can imagine. That was the kind of rings I was fucking wearing.
Cool.
Okay, and so I made a joke about backhanding someone with these big ass rings on.
Yeah.
And she was like, I fucking love this kid. 4 months later, it's April. She hits me up, hey, you want to do Hollywood Improv?
Oh, that's super cool. Nice.
Yeah, the rest is history, man.
So yeah, I mean, like going on your Instagram page, it looks like you're doing like a lot of booked shows. Nice.
Some of those shows people hit me up for. One thing that I will say, and that Mr. Gilbert Esquivel, my mentor, told me, they always told me never wait for your opportunities. If you can go for it, do it. Another thing that really struck me, because during the comedy stuff, you can't be scared to hit people up. You can't be shy.
Right.
If it's a part of your act, then by all means go for it. But the one thing my mentors always told me: make your own opportunities. And 2, for those watching, if you guys have ever seen the movie The Green Book with Marshall Ali and Viggo Mortensen, there's a quote in there Viggo Mortensen says, and he says that the world is full of people too afraid to make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
So once I heard that, it was like a mental barrier just lifted in my mind. I'm like, fuck it, all these people are too scared to do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Why can't I do it?
Nice.
So once I started hitting people up, I started doing more shows. That's actually how I got the Artistry Wine Lounge in San Pedro.
Right.
I went in there. I think it was like January, and I was like, "Hey, I want to run a show here. You know, I really think this is a great intimate spot to do it at." And they were like, "Yeah, let's do it." You know, and it's been a very fruitful relationship with the Artistry Wine Lounge with the owners. The owners are such amazing people to work with. I love that spot.
Is that on 7th Street?
Oh no, it's on 6th and Pacific in San Pedro, California.
Oh, right on Pacific, huh?
Old Warner Grand.
Oh, where Sacred Grounds used to be?
Yeah, right across the street from Sacred Grounds.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, it's been a long time since. Yeah.
Yeah. No, man.
Next to that gallery or whatever. You know how there's that weird thing on 6th Street with like all the little shops tucked away inside with the fountain in the middle?
Actually, that gallery and the Artistry Wine Lounge, they're the same thing.
Oh,
that's just the Artistry Gallery, and they have the Artistry Wine Lounge off to the side.
Nice. Okay, so what kind of audience comes in? Like, so it's like a wine place. Does it bring in like, you know, the more highbrow or whatever type of people, or is it like, does it seem like real comedy fans coming in, or like a mix of randoms?
So for the first few months, it was a bunch of older people. I want to say people from like maybe like mid 30s to late 50s.
Yeah.
That was a very humbling experience because I'm 23. I'm a young dude. I like to talk about like dirty stuff. You know, I got a joke where I go to, you know, going to the gay bar for the first time and getting hit up by a gay dude, and then I jump to dirty pussy and how fat chicks don't get their pussy wet. They butter that shit. Right? And so when I first did those jokes at the winery, it was a humbling experience because it's an older crowd. A lot of older people don't like to hear that kind of stuff.
For sure, yeah.
So it forced me to kind of change my stuff, change my comedy a little bit, which is very good as a comedian because you want to be versatile with other age groups. My specific age group is from 18 to 30. I mean, that's at least my audience range, my target audience range. But you never know. Like I said, I was getting rooms with 30 plus age.
Right, for sure.
So for the first few months, it was a learning experience trying to adapt how to adapt with that age group. But as time kept on going, I would promote my show that first Thursday. I just did it last night. I had 500 flyers, like a stack that thick.
Nice.
I handed them all out all throughout the night.
Nice.
You know, throughout the day, going on the bus, because like I said, going back to what I was saying, a lot of people are too afraid to make the first move.
Right.
You go up to people and it's like, hey, how you doing? I got a comedy show. Especially where I'm at, Long Beach and downtown LA, they have a bunch of comedy spots. You got the Laugh Factory Long Beach.
That's right.
You got the Laugh Factory Hollywood. You got the Hollywood Improv. You got a bunch of places in downtown LA that are doing comedy. And I took a look around and I was like, why aren't we doing comedy here in Pedro?
Right, yeah.
And you listen to me, Peter. We're right there. We're basically waterfront property.
Right.
I actually just did my first beach show on the beach at Korea Beach, was Beach Cleanup San Pedro, which is
shout out. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's kind of cool because I grew up going to that beach, and now looking at the beach, it's like I'm seeing it from a producer's eye. It's like, yo, we could do some crazy shit here.
That's interesting. Where is it, like on the beach itself by where the bonfire pits used to be, or like near the beach house or whatever?
It's kind of near the beach house, near where like the showers and stuff at. It's like the grass part, and then you hit the then you hit the beach. Oh, okay. But it's right there where the bonfire pits used to be.
Okay, yeah. I used to get really fucked up at that spot.
I spent my 21st birthday. I got blackout drunk there.
Oh yeah, for sure. You want to hear something funny real quick? It's not really funny, but it just comes to mind. One time, I was mid-20s, maybe early 20s, drinking with friends or whatever, and there were a bunch of like high school kids having their own bonfires, like a couple different groups, right? There were probably like 100, 200 high schoolers, and we're off doing our own thing. The cops show up at 9:30, even though the beach closes at 10. They shine the lights on all the teenager kids, their head beams or whatever you want to call it, their lamps. And the high beams, yeah. And so they did that. So they tricked all the kids to run up the hill away from the cops where other cops were waiting. So they started, yeah, literally, they started up rounding kids, handcuffing them, putting against, the chain link fence right there. And my friend comes up to me, and she was still working on getting her citizen status at the time. So she's like, Josh, can you drive my car and get us out of here? And I'm like, yeah, sure, So we get in her car. It's right next to, like, I don't know, 10 kids lined up against a fence, right, like facing the car. And one of the kids, like, mouths off to this is where it's not funny. One of the kids mouths off to the cop. The cop just fucking punches him in the face, like, as hard as he can. And then, like, fucking 5 cops just start beating the shit out of this child. He was probably, like, 16, 17 years old. He tried to crawl underneath our car to get away from them. And they're literally dropping elbows on him and shit. And then, like, 3 other squad cars show up and they block us in, and we just watch this kid get fucking the shit beat out of him for like 5 minutes until they let us go. So
holy shit.
Yeah. Not very funny, but I'll never forget that, dude. But Pedro is a crazy place.
Nah, man, and you know what? It's so funny. I mean, growing up, I grew up in both Pedro and Wilmington. I grew up in Pedro for the first part of my life. Maybe like the first, maybe it's something like up to 9. Then, unfortunately, my grandpa had passed.
Yeah.
So we actually moved. Me and my family moved back to Wilmington to just live with our grandma. Give her something to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after that we moved to this other spot in Wilmington. And it was so funny because when we moved to that new spot in Wilmington, that's actually by the time we moved to the third spot, it was right there behind the Granada Theater.
Okay.
In Wilmington. That's actually where I started getting to, like, run into the police and stuff. And it wasn't because I was look, I was a good boy, okay?
For sure.
I was a good old boy, okay? I've seen jail movies. I'm straight. I'm good.
Right, for sure.
And speaking of jail shit, I saw this one video where it was these 3 dudes, and it was like this one dude, he was like, oh yeah, man, I'm the water boy. I get everyone's water. And the other dude comes up with some white dude, and he's like, oh, I make sure everyone's clothes clean, and that shit all creased up, and right? And it's the last dude. This shit fucked me up. It was a lot. You can find it on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
And the last dude he's holding. I shit you not. He's holding a fucking wrap of fucking toilet paper and a fucking thing of lotion, and he goes, I'm the stress reliever. And he turns around, and there's hella pictures of just bitches on his back. It's like porn basically on his back.
Right.
And everyone's like, ooh, oh yeah.
Oh my God.
I saw that shit. I was on my phone. I saw it and I had to put it down. I'm like,
scared straight.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Because I grew up watching, like, Prison Break, fucking Blood In, Blood Out, American Me, all those fucking movies and shit, and the shows. Nothing could fucking compare you to, like, and that's motherfucker. I mean, that's why I'm like, I seen it, and I still saw that shit recently. But, like, I knew I didn't want to go to jail because I saw that one show, Banshee, growing up.
I haven't seen that.
With I forgot the dude's name, but it's with the dude who plays Homelander from The Boys.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's him. He's playing, like, this undercover cop or some shit where he goes to prison, and it's basically like this big old white albino dude.
Yeah.
And the way the show introduces him, it has this, like, jock kid, like a high school jock player, walks up and is like, hey, so-and-so wants to speak to you. And they bring the dude back to the albino dude, right? And this jock player is basically the albino dude's bitch. And I saw that shit when I was like 12, and I'm thinking the jock is like, the enforcer or some shit. Nah, old boy put his head in the albino dude's lap, and the albino dude is petting him.
Oh man.
And I was at that point, I was like, yeah, I never want to go to jail. Never.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not a fun place.
Like, that's why, like, that's this kind of shit. That's the reason I never want to go to jail, because I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I like to follow the law.
That's
but
good.
It's like the first time I ever had to run in with the police, and for those watching, if you're under the age of 18 and you have and you get into a car and they don't have enough room, don't be a fucking idiot. Call an Uber. Call your parents.
For sure.
Because My buddy, he had a Lexus RX-7, right? It's like a little SUV, a little like Lexus soccer mom van or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Right? And there was no room in there. So me, I think it was like 15, 16, I go, hey guys, fuck it, I'll get in the trunk of the car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was like one of those it was the hatch trunks.
Mm-hmm.
We go, try to find someone to hang out. We're like, all right, there's cops here. We're not going to hang out here. Well, the cops end up following us.
Damn.
They pull us over. Pull us over. And I'm laying in the trunk like this.
Fuck.
Right?
Right?
In front of me is like the little back window. And right here is like the trunk window, right? And all I hear is like one cop. I see one cop because like they're looking inside.
Of course, yeah.
I see the other cop walking on the driver's side, and I see like the cop like shine a light on me.
Yeah.
And I'm laying like this. I just go
smart.
right, and the cop goes, yeah, you stay like that, stay right there. Yeah, we got someone in the trunk of the car. And the cop who's on the driver's side is talking to my best friend. Shout out Levi Torres. He's talking to my best friend. And this piece of shit, fucking motherfucker, the cop asked my fucking friend, hey, so why do you have your friend in the back? And this piece of shit motherfucker, Levi, he goes and says, well, officer, you see how big he is, right? This fucking cop laughed.
Damn,
this fucking cop laughed.
That's fucked
up, right? And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, I hear my friend laugh, and I'm like thinking like, this motherfucker's talking shit. But why the fuck are you laughing, motherfucker?
Right. That's fucked up.
Eventually, the cops let us off with a warning. You know, when the cops opened the fucking trunk for me to get me out because they wanted to search me to see if I had anything on me. The cops, and I realized the only thing holding me inside was the fucking trunk door being closed.
Oh shit, yeah.
So when they opened the thing, I fell off the fucking car. Right? So the cops get a good chuckle of me laughing and falling off the car. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
We get picked. They ended up giving us a warning. We go home. The next day, my buddy picks me up because we want to go do something. Right in front of my house, we get pulled over by the same fucking cops who pulled us over the night before.
That sucks.
Right? And they're like, hey, you look familiar. And I'm like, yeah, does this remind you of anything right here? And the cops started laughing. They were like, oh shit, it's you guys. And then like a year later, there was a shooting or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget this. My mom worked for a park at the time. Because when we had the car parked in the back gates, we have to open the sliding gate to get in.
Right.
And I will never forget this. I was watching 15 ways of how to cook salmon. Okay?
15 ways?
15 ways. Yeah, it was some like off the wall shit. And I was on number, and this is okay. You know what's bad when you remember like certain details? I was on number 12. They were using a clothes steamer to make some fucking salmon. Okay?
All right.
So my dad's like, George, go open the gate for me. I gotta go get your mom. So I go open the gate. All I see is a bright ass light in my face when I open the gate. I'm thinking it's my neighbor. I'm like, hey man, turn that fucking light off. You're blinding me. They turn the light off. When the lights is off, I see 4 LAPD officers in front of me.
Damn.
And one of them holding a fucking shotgun this close to my face.
Jesus.
So I'm like, what the fuck? And then they grab me. They put me in handcuffs. All I'm hearing is my dad, George. My dad comes out. They hold my dad up, and they put my dad in handcuffs or some. I guess somebody ran through the yard or some shit.
So they're just stopping anyone.
Yeah. They were just Yeah, and it was funny because the cops were like, "Oh yeah, you guys match a description of a suspect."
Stupid.
And I'm like, "What do we do? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck do we do?" They were like, "Yeah, you guys are running from the police." And with a straight face, I go, "Motherfucker, do we look like we can run from the police?" Right? And then my dad's like, "Shut the fuck up, dude!" Like,
right.
All the times you want to fuck around,
Right.
You want to fuck around. We're all fucking handcuffed, fucking against the wall and shit.
Sure. In front of your own house, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, especially. And then my mom has the balls to be like, "Where the fuck were you guys? You guys are fucking late." And it's like, my bad, you're fucking hemmed up.
Right, that's what. Have you made a bit out of that? Because that's pretty fucking funny. The way you tell it is very funny.
I'm actually working on that one. There's like,
Nice.
dude, I got fucking hella doing this comedy shit. You learn to go through a lot of fucking notebooks.
Oh, for sure. I was gonna ask if you have like joke books or if you like experiment on stage. I find most comedians have books.
So for me, it's like a 50-50.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, it's like a 50-50. The only reason why I say it's a 50-50 is because I like to sit, like, my process is I'll be sitting there with my friends, you know, or like right now, great example, we're talking about how I got hemmed up by the cops.
Right.
You know, I'll sit there and I'm like you said, I'd be like, I'll think of somebody like, damn, that's pretty fucking funny. So I'll go to an open mic, right, and just talk about it. Because I feel like for me, if I stick to a script, I don't, and this is, I feel like all comedians should know this. When you're on stage, be yourself.
Right.
Don't play the role of a comedian. Don't be like, you know, be yourself, because when I feel like the times where I get the most laughs is when I'm on stage and my homies are there, or I pretend my homies are there, and because I'm not talking to random strangers. I'm talking to my homies, and I'm telling the story to my homies. So I tell the story straight out, like I'm talking to my homies and shit. I'll record it. Every comedian should record their set, even if you bomb.
Right.
Okay. I have so many recordings of me bombing. You know, you wouldn't fucking believe it. Record your sets, even if you bomb. Learn from it, because there can be Bebbles, big bad soapbox. Shout out to Bebbles. He was telling me, he was like, I'll record all your sets, even if you bomb, because maybe at the 1 minute part of your joke, right? You didn't do this, but on this set you did something,
right.
And you made like a certain facial expression. You did like you said it a certain way, and people would eat it up. You know, so it's all about, it's like a puzzle piece. You got to clip, the little pieces together, and then once you have that, once I feel like I have a solid set, I write it down. But I don't write it down like, oh, like if you're like writing an essay, I write it down and then parentheses, put hands in the air, do this, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna forget about that joke. I've gone through my shit, and I'll be like, oh, I forgot I told that joke.
Right.
And I'm only a little over a year in.
Right. Yeah, that's brand new for comedy.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, cool, like, and my thing is this: I was a better comic. I was a better comic than I was 6 months ago.
Right.
I will be a better comic than I am right now in 6 months as well. So there's stuff that 6 months ago I forgot about, and I'm barely picking up now.
Right.
There's going to be stuff that I'm doing now that I'll forget about in 6 months, and I'll pick it up again.
That's cool that you it sounds to me like you've really figured out like how a comedian works. You know what I mean? I feel like, most people, when they think of stand-up comedy, I always use this analogy, they think of like specials on Netflix. They don't consider or they think it's, I mean, even I'm guilty of this before I got like super heavy into stand-up, not as a fan, is that people literally think that it's just a person getting up and improvising every single thing they're saying. They don't realize that it's a set. You know what I mean? That it's been crafted, that stuff has been thrown away, stuff has been added in. You know what I mean? They don't really consider that it's like a real art form. So
yeah, honestly, before I became an actual comic, that's what I thought it was too. I thought it was just people talking shit. Right. Because that was what kind of drew me into it. Like, I can talk shit and I can get paid for it.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Turns out it's like the hardest fucking performance art there is. 'Cause you can't practice it. You can only do it.
Yeah, I mean, you can practice it. Don't get me wrong. That's what open mics for. Open mics for the gym. So that's the only gym I'll step into. Let me keep it a buck. All right,
for sure.
But like at the same time, you can do a set. Like one of the sets that I very, very first worked on is the time I went to the executive suite in Long Beach, and I got hit on by the bartender.
Nice.
This bartender was a 6'4" veterano looking Mexican dude, bald head, big old brooch mustache, with head tattoos and face tattoos, with glitter mascara and a neon mesh green tank top.
Nice. Very Long Beach.
Yeah. And I was like, but like I told that joke probably like maybe like 100 times throughout the year that I've used it. I told that joke last week. I told that joke last week on Friday. The version I told it, that's like 15th version of that joke that I made.
Right, for sure, yeah.
Because because one, off rip, less is more.
Mm-hmm.
The less words you can use to make someone laugh, the better.
Right, definitely.
Two, with comedy, and this is just me speaking on me. If you're a comic, you have to stay current on a lot of shit.
Right.
Especially in like pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first started doing comedy, it was right after the whole Kendrick and Drake beef.
Okay, yeah.
And like there were like towards like I got like the tail end of those jokes, but there was a lot of people that would come up that would be like, like, God damn, like Kendrick beat the black off that boy,
Right.
And that's just like, and but like another thing too, like the unexpected is about comedy too.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to Grins and Sins. Well, I did a show at Grins and Sins. There was a black dude in the front, bald black guy.
Yeah.
And I was talking about, I'm like, yeah, look at you, like I go, you're the only brother in here. You're like a delicacy here. Right? And I go, I want to be just like you want to grow up. I want to be bald and black. And everyone started fucking cracking up. Right? Because why the fuck would you ever tell that to a black person?
Right.
Now, I want to be just like you, bald and black when I grow up,
The delicacy part is what gets me. I think that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, what... 'cause I know a couple of comedians in Pedro. What are the audiences like? They said that they can be pretty like ruthless. Like they don't really like, if they laugh, they really really laugh. But if they don't find it funny, they just sort of like stone face you.
Well, you got to think of it too. Pedro is a very working class community. We have the ports right there.
And very diverse.
We have the docks right there. So a lot of these people, like it's mainly like a Mexican American Latino crowd. You do have your Italians there. You do have some white people there. You got some black people there.
Yeah, I guess it's really not that diverse.
No. You'd be surprised, man. Like, dude, I literally made a joke. I'm like, we got all 7 continents here. We got Asia, Africa.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Russia. We got everyone because Pedro is such a diverse community, right, and it's such a welcoming and artistic community that there's not too many comedy shows. Like your boy Colin, shout out Colin.
James,
the Mojo open mic at
the Sardine.
the Sardine.
Yeah.
We got Ash Morgan running mental stand up. We got myself running comedy at the Artistry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's only like two, three things going on comedy wise.
Sure.
So I feel like when people see and recognize, like, oh shit, there's not too much of that going on here.
No. Yeah.
A lot of people want to hop on that, and they want to rally and support. Like I said in the beginning of comedy at the Artistry, it was mostly 30 plus in age coming to my shows. Now we got people in high school coming down. Oh, wow. Like, oh man, like I've always wanted to go to a stand-up comedy show. It's always been too far. Well, shit, now you got a comedy show right here in your hood.
That is super awesome, man. Thanks for doing that. Just as somebody who grew up in Pedro, like there was no comment, no mention of it. You know what I mean? I wanted to ask you. So, being like a younger guy, do you find that like people in your generation, like, how do you think they perceive stand-up comedy? Like, what do they expect of it?
Just a bunch of soft sipsies with soft hands. No. With my generation.
See, now you're pandering to my generation by saying that.
Yeah, with my generation, we're definitely. I mean, my generation, it's definitely on this more sensitive side.
Yeah.
But comedy, like, you can do clean comedy, and I'm not dissing anybody that does clean comedy.
Yeah.
Fluffy, all he does is clean comedy.
For sure.
I mean, look at him. He's.
For sure.
I grew up watching and admiring him as well.
Yeah, or like Jim Gaffigan or Nate Bargatze. They're all clean, but they're fucking hilarious. As long as you're funny, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But me personally, this is the way I grew up. Comedy is all about taking the sad shit in life and making it funny, making it something where we can distract ourselves, even if it's for 5 minutes. I used to come home. I got bullied a lot growing up. I used to come home. I watched Ari Spears. He did a joke. He did a joke about he likes the way that they talk in the Gladiator, like the Roman movies.
Yeah.
And he did a joke about he goes fruit of my loin. Go run down to the market and fetch us a few shillings for dinner, you know?
Right, yeah.
And it's like him talking to his kid, then he'll go to his lady, he's like, ooh, my lady, I wanna drink the sweet spicy nectar from your kitty cat. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, bitch, I'm trying to get pussy, you know?
Aries is
Uh,
just funny, yeah.
yeah, but I mean, but like I would like that joke I remember especially because my mom grew up my mom grew up with she had autoimmune disease called lupus,
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
so yeah, so throughout she was diagnosed with kidney failure when I was around
Oh,
11
damn.
years old.
Yeah, man.
Um, yeah, so we growing up, my mom was always sick a lot,
Hmm.
and I would actually go with her and be sitting next to her while she's on the dialysis machine,
Right,
or we'll sit outside waiting in the car, and having a phone. You can only play so many games on your phone.
right.
There's only so many videos you can watch on YouTube, and then oh shit, I like stand up. Let me put on this guy,
Hmm.
and then it would literally become like I watched a lot of Ari Spears stuff. Got into, and like I said, when I was older, I got into Andrew Dice Clay. I got into George Carlton.
Yeah,
A
Carlin.
bunch of newer comics too. Josh Wolf. I fucking love Josh
Oh, yeah,
Wolf.
yeah. He's funny, yeah.
He's a fucking
He does
hilarious.
stand up with his kids sometimes now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, those are just the people I grew up watching and shit.
Mm.
And that's comedy is like for me, comedy has always been there.
Yeah.
No matter what.
That's interesting,
And
yeah.
but like for me, going back, I just fucking went off track, whatever. But
It's all good.
going back to your question, I feel like my generation is we could definitely my generation is definitely on the more sensitive side.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, like we're all just trying to get a laugh,
Right, right,
you
for
know.
sure.
And if you go to a comedy show and you go to a comedy show and you're really trying to nitpick what the fuck we're talking about,
Right,
then you wasted your money and your time,
for
And
sure.
I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry you didn't get. I'm sorry you didn't. It wasn't up to your expectations.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm not there to cater to those kind of people. I'm there to cater
Right.
to people who want to have a laugh, who
Hmm.
aren't going to get offended, who actually like and respect the craft of stand-up comedy.
For sure.
And yeah,
So like growing up in Los Angeles and especially like in the hood, like Pedro and Wilmington, we use humor as like you're gonna get bagged on no matter what. You know what I mean?
yes.
So you better learn how to like fucking joke back. You know? So like, do you find that environment has helped shape your approach to comedy?
Yes, it has. Because I grew up with my friends. Because even now, my friends like we bag on each other and
Oh yeah,
shit.
for sure.
Like my group of friends. You know how it's like when you're hanging out with your buddies and just for that time you're hanging out,
Mhm.
you're the one that's getting bagged on and shit.
Right.
Um, like my friends, especially my friends, because my friends they always like to bag on me, but that helped me. But not only that, I'm the oldest of four boys. I got three
Oh,
younger
oh,
brothers.
okay, yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's like especially with the brothers, man, you got to be on your toes.
Right.
Like
For sure.
I'm gonna be very serious when I say this.
Mhm.
Out of all my brothers, and this is me. I'm talking from my experience.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the least funny out of all my brothers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I feel, and I'm the one getting the stand up comedy.
Right.
I feel like I'm the least funny out of all my brothers. And like my youngest brother, Matthew Ojeda,
Mhm.
shout out, little bro. He opened up for my September edition of Comedy at the Artistry,
Nice.
and let me tell you, he did 2 minutes and he tore it up. And
That's
I'm not
awesome.
trying to say that to my younger brother.
Right.
He tore that shit down.
That's really cool. Nice. Hell yeah.
And I was telling him, I was like, yo, this is what this. You see that feeling in your stomach?
Mhm.
Yeah, all those people laughing and cheering for you.
Right.
I taste that feeling every fucking time I do a set.
Right. Right. Yeah. For
It's
sure.
like, and I can say this because I know it's gonna sound corny, but it's like drugs, man. It's like
Right.
you're just chasing that fucking that validation.
Totally. I totally
yeah,
get it. Like I sorry to cut you off, but
Okay, go ahead.
I totally get it that like I've interviewed several comedians at this point, and they all sort of compare it to the same. That it's like just being high. It's like the ultimate rush. I was a street poet. I've recited my poetry to like, I don't know, thousands of people or whatever. And I've played a lot of shows as a musician, probably at least like 100 shows. And that rush is fucking awesome, but it's all like centered within me. You know what I mean? Like as a punk rock musician, like I don't really care how many people are in the crowd or even how they react. Just the act of playing music itself is enough validation. You know what I mean? So like when I hear comedians say that like getting that rush from the crowd, it seems like a level above what I experienced as a musician or a poet. You know what I mean? Like it seems so much more intense, which I look up to. I really admire that.
No, man. Honestly, like, it's so funny. I was just gonna admire you for being a musician because I tried being a musician. I tried playing the guitar. I tried doing the drums.
Yeah.
Maybe like the only thing I'm kind of good at doing is singing, but I'm only good at karaoke.
Okay.
I'm only good at karaoke.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your
but
favorite
it's like
karaoke song?
because like as a musician, it's like for us,
Mhm.
for a comedian, for me, I can like if a joke's not working, I can be like, fuck this shit. Hey
Right.
baby, what's up? I can abandon what I'm doing on stage.
Right.
Like that this joke isn't working, like, all right, fuck you, like, what's up, little mama? How you feeling? Is this your man?
For
You know,
sure.
because like I always do some little stupid shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
For you guys with music,
That's true.
you guys gotta continue going with the song. You guys can't just fucking end the song and go on to the next one.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, like for me, like man, I admire musicians. Musicians are fucking the shit.
Yeah.
But with
Well, I
musicians
gave
and
up.
comedy, with musicians and comedy, like I grew up watching like okay, off rip. Like now I watch Kill Tony.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched when I was growing up. I watched Harlem Music Comedy, Spanish Music Comedy.
For sure.
The thing that for me, the thing that made those shows for me like just like so much more grander, they had live music.
Right.
You know,
Definitely.
they had the music off to the side and stuff. Even like the late night shows, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel,
For sure.
they have
Yeah.
their little bands and shit there.
Mhm.
And like with I don't know if you saw. I don't know with when you were going on my page, I have something called No Holds Barred Comedy, and my year one anniversary show I did for my 23rd birthday.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I had a punk show there. I had a punk band there playing music, and they did a 15-minute pre-show.
Nice.
And then they did a throughout in between comics they would play music.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a little 50-second riff or some shit.
For sure.
But for me, it's like because you can play whatever you want on the speakers, but
Right.
anybody can do that.
Right.
You know,
right.
when I try to make my shows, because at the end of the day, I'm selling a product, and that product is the show.
Right.
For me, I don't want to sell shows. I want to sell experiences.
Nice.
I want to sell like what's the reason you go to an amusement park? You go to the amusement park for the ride. You like, oh man, we should go back. But you hear the way those people are screaming,
Right.
and like part of the experience for me is like when I do these raffles for my shows. My shows at the Comedy at the Artistry would not be possible. I mean, my shows would not be as big as they are without if it wasn't for the raffles. Every show we have at least 3 items to raffle off. One is a $25 Ulta Beauty gift card.
Okay.
What do women like? They like makeup. So Ulta Beauty, boom, right there. A $25 gas gift card. If you
Nice.
drove over here, shit. Hey, look, I drove a car. I had a car. I know you probably have a car.
I don't.
What happened?
I don't have a car. My car died a couple years ago. It sucks. But I understand. Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally
but
get it.
everyone likes free gas.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
No,
everyone
that's
likes
super
free
cool.
gas. And then before I was a comedian, one of my passions was I built a photography brand.
Right, yeah.
So
Placebo photography, right?
Yes, placebo photography.
Nice.
One of the that was my first passion, and photography goes great in hand with comedy as well. Getting the shots for when you're on stage and stuff.
Right.
Even for flyers, you're gonna need a headshot. You're gonna need pictures. When I was doing photography before it was a comedy, now that I'm doing it in comedy, it's so much more prevalent. Like there's such a need for it now.
Right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no. So do you do jobs for other comedians or
A couple of times, some of the comedians has actually won free photo shoots off of me because of my raffle.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
So whenever the comedians pull up, I'll give them a couple raffle tickets. Someone
Nice.
like, hey, let me get a couple more. I'll buy some more off you. Oh hell yeah! How many you need? And then I had a comedian, Mike Muratori. Mike Muratori is an older comic. He's the coolest fucking guy there. He reminds me of like the uncle at Thanksgiving who gets drunk and
Okay.
talks shit.
Yeah, yeah.
He won the Ulta Beauty gift card and the free bottle of wine that we had.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, what the fuck? I don't like makeup and I can't drink no more.
Damn.
But it's like, yeah, it's like, also too, with comedy at the artistry, especially with the raffle prizes, you never know what's gonna come up.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
what's-
for sure. Do you ever do the Mojo mics?
Oh, every month. I've been doing
nice.
it.
Sick.
You know what's funny? This next one, the next Mojo mic on December 16th.
Yeah.
That one is gonna be it'll be a year of me going to the open mics at the Sardine.
Oh, okay. Nice. Very cool. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, we have to wrap up soon here in about 10 minutes. Awesome, dude. I'm stoked to hear that you're really grinding away at comedy. That's awesome. I imagine in LA it's like you said, taking the bus everywhere. That's fucking rough and scary at times. I bet.
I've had to do sets with headaches. Like I did a set with a migraine one time because the lady who was sitting in front of me smelled like old wolf pussy.
Yeah, for sure.
This chick was rank. Let me tell you something, man.
I believe it, dude. Yeah, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's very suburban. Even in the ghetto parts, it's nothing compared to Los Angeles. You know what I mean? Like, it's like watered down. So riding the bus in LA can be pretty fucking crazy, especially on the trains. Here, let me ask you a question. What is an objectively bad movie that you like? Or just like a whatever they call it, like a dirty little secret of a movie that you enjoy. Like, let me think of an example. For me, it would be like, I guess, Interview with the Vampire.
I fucking love that movie.
That's
that
a great movie. It's a great movie, but at the same time, you know how guys are always like, oh, all super tough, and that movie's pretty homoerotic. You know what I mean? But it's a good fucking movie. And it kind of changed my life when I was a kid. It got me into like goth and like darker stuff, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe that's a bad example, but like really shitty like B horror movies, like low budget horror movies that are just bad. I really enjoy. Like, I like shit that sucks. You know
what's funny? Going like an Interview with a Vampire. Mm-hmm. I actually watched the show on Netflix first.
Oh, okay. And, oh, really?
Yeah,
I couldn't get into the. Yeah. Did you like the show?
You got one dude taking it up in the air and shit. I'm like,
right. Yeah. It's pretty different.
They're dangling in the air. What the fuck? And I'm watching with my homies, and my homies are like, yo, dog, what the fuck are you making us watch, man?
Right.
But the show, I think the show is, and the show on the movie, they're, I love them both. They're, those are really good. And the objectively bad movie, I love the Leprechaun movies.
Okay, yeah.
I love the Leprechaun in the Hood. Yeah. A friend with me, a friend in need.
That movie is hilarious.
I love it.
For sure. I was scarred by the Leprechaun when I was 6 years old. On my 6th birthday, I believe it was. I don't know where my parents were. It was when I lived in Temecula in a trailer in the country. And my brother was supposed to be babysitting me. Instead, he did whatever he did. He just sat me in front of the TV and turned on the Leprechaun. I'm 6 years old. Never seen a horror movie before, and it fucking scared the shit out of me.
I was like 6 years old when my Grammy, my mom's mom.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I want to show him a movie. What movie's that?" It was the original It.
Oh, fuck that.
Right? And so you got to think of it this way. Growing up, everyone called me Georgie, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, so I watched the movie, the kid fucking gets his arm fucking, he gets eaten or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you don't float too, and it's like, right? And, dude, all I remember is seeing a frame of the teeth.
Right.
I fucking ran to my room crying.
For sure. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't watch that movie even now. Okay, can you define E equals MC squared?
I know it's like Einstein's theory of like energy or relativity or some shit like
Yes,
that.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
good enough. All right.
Hey man, I love history. Math and science were not my strong suits. If you need help with the fucking
Yeah.
history project, I'm your man.
What's your favorite era to study?
My favorite era to study. Fuck, there's so many. There's so many good ones, but I feel like now, especially for the times, I love. I like studying, like the early '60s to now with the
Oh,
American history.
okay,
Because there's a lot of shit that like led up to how we are today
for sure.
as a not only as a society but as a country as well.
Yeah, definitely. So like civil rights and
Civil rights, why we were overseas and shit.
right.
Why we gone to Iraq, why we gone to Vietnam.
Okay, yeah.
Um, very. I mean, and a lot of that stuff, I base it. I get my interest from like the Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was younger, when I played Black Ops, the first and second Black Ops, I was obsessed with the fucking CIA and
Okay, yeah.
like MK Ultra and all those military programs and
Yeah,
shit. I
yeah.
was obsessed with that shit.
I was gonna ask, like, what's your favorite conspiracy?
Honestly, like a lot of people are like, we'll say JFK. A lot of people like 9/11.
Hmm.
My favorite conspiracy is why were we in the Middle East?
Right.
You know, because it was proven that
Oil and heroin.
Iraq or Iran,
Yeah.
they didn't
Iraq.
have weapons of mass destruction.
Right.
After 11, because that was the whole thing. Why we got to the Middle East,
For sure.
and but like why were we really there?
Hmm.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite conspiracy. I like to
What do you
talk
think?
about and get into.
What do you think? Why we were? I think it was for oil and heroin.
I think it was for the oil and drugs, but I don't know.
Mm.
Like I feel like there was maybe something more because that whole region was, especially in the Bible, that was the area that I'm not saying like that area, but the areas in that area and surrounding it, the
Yeah,
Middle East,
Mesopotamia, Babylon. Yeah,
Mesopotamia,
yeah.
Rome and all that stuff. I mean, that was all very areas prevalent with the Bible.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
maybe we were looking for ancient artifacts, or
Okay.
or we were looking for oil and drugs.
Yeah, no, I can see that too. My buddy, he's a Marine. Shout out Frank Mendoza. Um, he was stationed over in Iraq for like a long time, and the city of Babylon in Iraq, which is pretty prevalent in the Bible, I guess was completely shut off to anybody except like special military, like super high up, and like
Really?
they never told him what was going on or anything. And he thinks like they were looking for something like ancient. So
Yeah, my cousin when he was stationed over there in the Middle East, in Afghanistan and Iraq, there's a lot of areas that you needed special clearance for to
yeah,
get
yeah,
in
for
over
sure.
there.
So you were born after 9/11, right?
Yes, me and my second brother, I was born 2002. My brother was
Mm,
born in 2003. 10 months later, we
wow.
were part of the 9/11 baby boom.
Right. I guess there really was. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So do you know what the Patriot Act is?
Yes, it's. I don't like. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know like too much about it, but I
Yeah.
do know. Great example. Let's say if you call me like, oh, George is wearing a suspicious backpack. I think he may
Right.
have I think he's a terrorist with a bomb.
Totally.
They can hold me because the law enforcement can only hold you up to 72 hours
Right.
without charging you whatever. With the Patriot Act, if you're declared a terrorist, they can
Yes.
hold you up indefinitely.
Indefinitely. Yeah, for sure. Exactly. It was a stripping away of all of our rights. They took away probable cause for search and seizure, so they can just search you for no fucking reason. And yeah, a whole bunch of shit. Okay, well, that's good to know that you know that. I just wonder how much information is being shared with the younger generation. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
honestly, and with that stuff, it's my pops. My pops is very big on
mm,
being current with events,
yeah,
and being with being a comedian. You do have to stay current on a lot of stuff,
for
but
sure.
and this is just me talking with like now, like especially my generation. There's a lot of people who they just don't care or they don't know
Right.
what's going on, and we're getting stripped of a lot of our rights that way.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
More and more. Yeah, it's fucked up right now. That's for sure. It's always been fucked up. It's now more than ever, unfortunately. Well, maybe not more than ever, but okay. Well, we'll have to end it here. Let me give you one final question. What do you think Jorge Ojeda II happens after death?
I know I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I feel like after I die, you know, I'm gonna meet my Savior. I'm gonna meet Jesus Christ, and you know, and the only way to into heaven is through Jesus. And when I go up there, hopefully he looks at me and says, "Oh, I recognize you. Please come into my home. Please come into the kingdom of heaven." If that doesn't happen, if there's nothing after, you know, I mean, I really hope. I mean, I know that there's an afterlife. Now, if it is it heaven or is it something else? I don't know, but I feel like at least on this plane of existence, you know, there has to be something more after it, you know, and and that's through Jesus Christ.
All right. That's a good answer. I'm a big fan of Jesus. Okay, well, hey man, it's been great talking to you. I hope you've had a good time. This will come out like mid-January. Do you have any shows you want to plug, or let people know where they can find you on social media?
Yo, you can follow me on social media at foundem.exe, foundem.exe. If you are a comedian in the area, or if you're coming down to SoCal in the LA area and you need a show that you want to hop on, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am putting on, you know, and like anybody that's a comedian that wants a space, I got the space for you. Just come down, have a good old time, and if you're thinking about becoming a comedian, you know, think of it this way: I would rather live with the pain knowing that I wasn't funny than the pain of regret not ever doing it.
Nice. I like that.
Because you never know what you're gonna do. You never know who you're gonna meet, and you never know what's gonna happen when you dive deep into something as hard as I did into comedy.
Nice. I like that a lot. That's a good message of the day, people. Follow your fucking dreams. Don't actually ruin your life.
Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Fuck that girl that you wanted to fuck. Eat that fucking burrito.
Yes, consensually.
For sure. Do it, man. Hey, smoke that weed, man. Smoke that weed. Fucking, if you kids don't do drugs, give them to me.
There you go. All right. Well, again, thank you so much, Jorge, everybody, for watching. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I know I talk a lot of shit sometimes, but I love you. And please hit that subscribe button and make sure you're watching every Friday, please, in the morning, and Pinky Pod and Mic Check on the Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast network on YouTube, and follow on Instagram. From my heart to yours, mahalo.
I know, but I'd rather be blind in heaven than sighted in hell.
Guess it really isn't sin. There's a better way to get your super bug. Don't read no magazine or some super bug. You care about what people think because you're insecure. You don't know your heart, it's your own, but not too sure. Take some words of wisdom, some plain and simple advice. And you can live to live it, that's sure.